Good morning. Please message your attendance in the chat window. Okay, last class I had given you a homework. So I hope you are prepared to present that. Basim, present your screen. No. Okay. Quotient is equal to 8. Okay, fine. Okay, Basim. Shalvin, present your screen. Okay, fine. Joel Jose, present your screen. Okay. Irene,
Yes, ma'am.
present your screen.
Ma'am, camera on ആക്കിയാൽ മതിയോ?
Yeah, okay.
Ma'am കാണാവോ?
Okay. Yeah, kind of. Okay, I think you have done it. Fatima Shana,
Yes, ma'am.
present your screen. Okay, fine. Anne Maria,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, okay, fine. So I hope everyone has done it. So we'll continue. So I hope you are able to see my screen. And again, if there is anyone who's yet to message in the chat about your attendance, please do that. If there is no message in the attendance in chat, I'll not give you attendance. So I hope the screen is visible to you.
Ma'am, may I ask one doubt?
Yeah, who is it?
Ma'am, Albert.
Yeah.
Ma'am, IOStream and the function is not available in C.
IOStream is for C++, not for C.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
So You might have seen the output for the quotient, right? This is the output that you might have got. You might have seen this kind of output. Did you get this kind of output? I need some kind of response, at least in the chat. When I divide 3 by 2, my expected answer should not be this, right? After 1 point, it should not be 0. So why no response? Did you check what is the output for quotient? When you divide something, did you get the correct expected value which you would have got if you were doing it by yourself or through a calculator? Still no response. So you didn't check the output. Only for the last one, that is for divide. For this option, did you check what is the output? Yeah, Albert is telling me that the variables are declared in integer type. So I didn't declare it using integers. You might have given float, right? Did you give it like this? Output is in float. So when you do it, you can see that D is equal to A by B. My answer is expected to be in float and I'm getting an answer in float itself. Albert is saying that calculation takes order of precedence. So only Siddharth, Siddharth and Albert are here. What about others? What kind of output did you get? So I will give attendance only to Albert and Siddharth. Is it okay? Yeah, Ashwin is also saying me, okay, same answer, okay. Sandesh is also, okay. You are sitting in front of the laptop or the mobile with the program, right? So check the answer. You might have got the, yeah. Amal is also saying, okay, fine. So this is not the expected answer. Even though you have declared the answer to be in float, you are not getting the expected output. So what you have to do is you need to do a typecasting. So that is what I wanted to tell. So here you need to typecast. So this is called as typecasting. The variables A and B, they are integers, but you want an answer in float. So because D, the flow answer should be a float value. So you need to put that in a bracket. So this is called as typecasting. So you are changing one data type to another data type. Okay. The variables that are declared as integers, they have to be typecast into float so that the answer would be the expected value. So if I do it, I'll be getting an answer. So that is not the answer for that. I have given it like this. So that is why I'm getting the expected answer, that is 1.50. So try it out. Make the small change here. So this is what you have to do. It's called as typecasting. So change your code like this and let me know in the chat. So tell me after you complete it so that I can continue. Okay, Amel is okay with it. What about others? Okay, Abhinav. Okay, Sandesh, Adarsh. Okay, Abhirami. So I need at least 5 more responses. Okay, Nibun Das. Okay, Ajal. Sahan, okay. Okay, Tirtha. So I hope you people have done it. So remember about this typecasting. So next is you can also give that case label. This can also be characters. So that is what I've done here. So here what I've done is I have entered an alphabet and I've given a switch case. So for the example, I have taken only small letters ABC and capital letters ABC just to show you that case labels can again be characters. So if I am reading a character, I need to use the format specifier, that is %C, and I'm giving it as an input to my switch. So because it is a character, I need to put that in a single quote. So case A, if I give A, I'll be getting the corresponding ASCII value for that character. So I have already told you that for every character, there is an ASCII value. So remember that ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. So remember this. I've already told you it needs to be remembered. As a computer science student, you have to remember this. So ASCII for whatever character that you give will be displayed. So for if I enter the alphabet as A, the ASCII code for that particular character is displayed. Okay, because when I enter A, this case would be executed. So even characters can be given as case label. So I wanted to tell you that. So that is the second example. Then you can see that even operators as characters can be given. So I have given the choice, that is addition, minus, that multiplication and division. Again, you can see I've added an escape sequence. You have already seen one of the escape sequences, that is new line. Similar to that, you can also give /t. So does anyone know what does /t stand for? If you know the answer, you can either unmute and speak, or you can, yeah, Sandesh, Adarsh, it is correct. So /t, it stands for horizontal tab. So it indicates a space. So these are called as escape sequences. There are many escape sequences that are supported. So anyway, these are two escape sequences. So if I give enter the choice and I have given the various operators that I have to perform, and I've given /t after that, so that there will be some space before I enter the value. So again, it's a character. So I have used %C. Then I am asking for the numbers. So again, I need to enter two values. So this, whatever is the character, I have given it in my switch case. Now here also you can see that case, because it is a character. Remember that operators needs to be given as character. So I have given it in single quotes. So here again you can see printf is equal to some %d. The other rest of the program is the same. So that is how you can use operators also. So this might come as a university question and all. So here you can see that because I have given the tab space, you can see some space here. So this is because of that /t. So is it okay? If it is okay, please message in the chat. So change your program into this. So you have already, you got the program with you. So make the small changes, whatever is given here, and try to execute the code. So after you finish, let me know in the chat. So Atulya has completed it. So Atulya, share your screen. Others complete it. Atulya, share your screen. Atulya, take the program once again. You have not used the operators, right? It is again so case 1, case 2, case 3, etc. I have asked you to change it to operators.
അത് ബാക്ക് എടുത്തിട്ട് അതിലെ അതേ പ്രോഗ്രാം കിടക്കുന്നത്.
Okay, update it and show me. Siddharth Shamla, are you there? Siddharth. Change your DP, okay? It's not your pick, right? Because we need to identify you people when you come to the college. Similar to that, Pranav put a DP. Pranav, are you there? So Pranav is not responding. I think he is not there and he will be marked as absent. So have you completed it?
മാം
Yeah, Nachiketas.
മാം പ്രണവിന് നെറ്റ് ഇഷ്യൂ ഉണ്ടെന്ന് പറയുന്നുണ്ടായിരുന്നു.
Okay, fine.
ഓക്കെ.
Still no one has completed it. Change the same program or take a copy of the same program. Okay, Sandesh has completed it. What about others? Okay, for this one, I will ask Adarsh because I think I never asked him to show his screen. So, Adarsh, share your screen. Okay, Adarsh, show the output. Can you give one sample input? Okay. Okay, fine. So I hope you people have completed it. Is there anyone who did not complete? What about Mufas? Mufas is here. Mufas, are you there or not? Okay, can you share your screen? You're still doing. So that is what I asked. Is there anyone to complete? So I'll wait till 10:34. Okay, Atulya has also completed, Anne-Marie and Amal Binoy. Okay. Joel, Ajal, Fatima. Okay, now it is 10:34, so I'm going to continue. So this is your homework. No need to write the same question again because I have given the same question previously. So you need to change that program into switch case. So I hope you have understood the question. Whatever you have done with if else, that has to be done with switch now. So same program, do it with switch. So I hope you have got the homework question. So next is jump statements. So it makes the control jump to another section of the program unconditionally when encountered. So remember, jump statements, they are unconditional. That is without checking for any condition, it will go to that wherever location, whatever location you have given. So it is usually used to terminate the loop or switch case instantly. So we have already seen the use of break in switch. Hello, am I on mute?
No, ma'am, your screen is not visible.
Okay, just a second. That is because I have asked for presentations previously.
Yes,
Okay, fine. So I'll say it once again. So jump statements means it makes the control jump to another section of the program unconditionally when encountered. So unconditional means without checking for any condition. So it is used to terminate the loop or switch case instantly. So it is also, hello, that previous question.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
this one, the same thing that you have done with physics, chemistry, and maths. The same question, you have to change it to switch. Is it okay?
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
So jump statements means it would control the jump to another section of the program unconditionally when encountered. So it is used to terminate the loop or switch case instantly. Instantly means whenever you give it, the action would be performed. There is no need for a condition and all. So it is also used to escape the execution of a section of the program. So already you have seen why break is required in switch. We'll see continue and return later. I have already told you, like when you are doing with int main, or if you're using that online compiler, you might have seen int main. Then you need to write some code. There a return statement is required. So we'll see return statements when we deal with functions. So anyway, today we'll see this one, that is goto. So goto statement is used to branch unconditionally from one point to another. So remember always the term unconditional, without any condition. So it requires a label in order to identify the place where the branching is to be made. So a label is any valid variable name and it must be followed by a colon. So a label can be anywhere in the program, that is either before or after the goto label statement. So this is called one of the ways where you can give goto. So you can see that there is a label. After goto, you need to specify a label. So when a statement like this appears in the code, the control is given to that label. So wherever that label occurs in the program, the control goes towards that. So label statement. So whatever is given as part of that statement, that would be executed. So this is called as a forward jump because the control is moving in the forward direction. Similar to that, you can also have a backward jump. So it can also be written in this manner, that is label statement, and you have a goto label. So that means the control would go back. So that is called as backward jump. So if it is okay, please message in the chat. So why no response? Haven't you understood? Okay, fine. Okay. So we'll see one example for this one. So here you can see that there are statements, printf statements. So I have given printf statement 1, 1, 2, 3. Then I have go to end. And then another set of statements 4, 5, 6. So in this case, what would be displayed? I'll ask someone. What would be the output? OV Anaga. Anaga is here. Okay, tell me what would be the output for this program.
You have reached the end.
I've given so directly you have reached the end. So Anaga is saying like that. Saranga.
Yes, ma'am.
What would be the output for this program? There's no complicated logic, only print statements.
Statement 1, 2,
Okay.
3,
Okay.
and
Okay.
end.
End would be displayed.
Statement 4.
Okay. I do not understand your answer, Saranga.
Printilluള്ളത് display ചെയ്യും.
So you're saying that all the print statements would be displayed.
3 കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ end.
3 കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ what is there in end?
You have
Okay.
reached.
Okay, fine. That is correct. So you can see that because they are simple print statements, the statement 1 would be executed, statement 2 would be executed, statement 3 would be executed. Then you have a go to statement. Go to end means what? Control would be transferred to this end statement, right? So you have reached the end. So that would be the output. Okay. So that is how go to works. So again, I will ask someone. Science is there.
Yes, ma'am.
Whether it is a forward jump or a backward jump.
Forward jump.
Yeah, it is correct. So it is a forward jump. So I hope you have understood this aspect. If you have understood, please message in the chat. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Thank you for the response. So again, you have something here. So you can see that again you have statement 1, 2, 3. Then there is the end statement also. So I have slightly modified the location of that end. Now tell me what would be the output. Diya is here.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what would be the output for this one.
Statement 4, statement 5, statement 6. Then you have raised that.
So Diya is saying like that. Albert has given me the answer. Okay. Albert, I know you know the answer. I'll ask someone else. Adil.
Yes, ma'am.
What would be the output?
You have reached the end.
You have reached the end. One output would be there. Angel. Angel is here.
Yes, ma'am.
What would be the output?
I think you have reached the end.
You have reached the end. So I'll ask Prithvin.
Yes, ma'am.
What would be the output?
Statement 1, statement 2, statement 3. You have reached the end. Then statement 1, 2, 3. Then it will repeat.
Yeah. So you can see that it will keep on repeating because it is called as an infinite loop. It will reach here, it will go back. Again, you have print statement, it will keep on repeating. So that is what is called as an infinite loop. Don't write programs that have infinite loop. Okay. So infinite means it will never end because after reaching end, it has to go back. So it will keep on repeating that. Okay, understood? So don't write programs that have infinite loops. So that is one of the disadvantages when you have unconditional jumps like goto. It may result in infinite loop. So this is again another example. Here you can see that I want 5 numbers that are greater than 0. So tell me whether there would be infinite loop in this case or not. I'll ask someone. So see the program and tell me whether there would be any kind of infinite loop in this program. So here also in the previous program, it was backward jump. It was not forward. Here it is backward jump because the control is going back because of that label. Here also it is backward jump. So I'll ask someone. Naveen is there?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me whether there would be infinite loop in this case or not.
Ma'am, കേൾക്കുന്നില്ല ഒന്നുകൂടി പറയുമോ?
I'm asking you whether there would be an infinite loop in this program or not. This is also backward jump like the previous program. You can see that the label is written here, right? So control, when it reaches here, has to go back. So whether there would be infinite loop.
I think no, ma'am.
There wouldn't be. Why?
Yes, got to read the.
Okay, Maria.
Yes.
Maria's here.
Yes.
Do you think there would be infinite loop?
No.
Why?
ആദ്യം അടിച്ചു കൊടുക്കുന്ന 5 നമ്പർ അല്ലാണ്ട് പിന്നെ ആ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് പ്രിന്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നില്ലല്ലോ, അതുകൊണ്ട് വരും.
Yeah, correct. So there would have been an infinite loop if I didn't add this statement, I is equal to I plus 1. So anyway that I would reach 5, right? So I have given a condition here, if I less than 5. So it will never reach an infinite loop. So here is the, I want numbers that are greater than 0. So here you can see I have given the statement, enter 5 numbers greater than 0. So you can see that I have first entered -1. So if a is less than 0, I would be printing a negative number. So I am not incrementing that I. Only if I give a number greater than 0, it will go into that else part. So here you can see when I enter 1, the else part would be executed. I would be incrementing I. Then if I is less than 5, I is less than 5 in the first case, so it will go back to read. Again, it will keep on repeating that I have given only positive numbers after that. So I have given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when I reach that I, when it is less than 5, that is when I reaches 4, it will come out of that loop. So here you can see it does not create any infinite loop in this case, even though it is a backward jump. I have given statements for avoiding that. So is it okay? If it is okay, please message in the chat. So if there is anyone who has any doubt, you can ask. But before I stop, I want to say this, that is use of a statement like goto. It is highly discouraged in any programming language because it makes difficult to trace the control of a program, making the program hard to understand and hard to modify. And any program that uses a goto can be rewritten to avoid them. So don't use goto in your programs because you can see that control is going anywhere that goto label indicates. So it will keep on going to somewhere else and you might not have the expected result. It may result in infinite loops and all. So avoid goto in your programs. So anyway, this is a way to use goto in your program. So if it is okay, please message in the chat. And don't write programs that have infinite loops. So why no response? Didn't you understand? Okay, yeah, that's okay, fine. So that is for today. We'll continue in the next class. So, okay, thank you.